stop working for this. And the school teacher said, no, you have to work for this.
Oh my God, everything that I've been told is a lie.
Get a job, get a job, get a job. This here is fake money. I would never work for this stuff because it's toilet paper.
Rich people all do one thing that you don't do.
You want to be rich? Don't be an employee. You want to be rich? Be an entrepreneur. But it's a choice. Employees have to save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. I don't touch any of that stuff.
The most successful people in the world keep this stuff a secret. All the wealthy people, they don't go out there and start writing books on how to become successful. If they do, they write it with misinformation on purpose. Henry Ford said, if people learn the way I create money, then who's going to work in my factories? Think about that.
And I went onto Google and I searched the richest people in America. And you see people like Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. And I was like, none of these people are doctors. None of these people went down that traditional route of, getting a degree, doing a good job. Am I missing something? Because I thought that if you go to school, get a good degree, you can make a lot of money. And if you work harder in school, get better grades, you'll make even more money. So I thought it was just directly correlated. Your grades, your income. And that's when I started questioning things. And I realized, maybe this isn't right. And as you start to go down deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole, you start to realize, oh my God, everything that I've been told is a lie.
I'm an entrepreneur. I buy the gold mine. I get the gold. I buy the silver mine. I buy the real estate. I buy the hotels. I do not save dollars. I use debt to buy real estate.
Right.
I pay no taxes legally, and I save gold and silver.
One of my favorite quotes is, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That's Warren Buffett as well. You can't beat a system you don't understand.
If you had to start again from zero, how would you go from 0 to 1 million?
Stop hanging around all my broke friends and listening to their bad advice. I mean, the biggest advice I can give my 25 or 30-year-old self is two things. One, stop trying to impress people that you really don't want to be like. Ignore the noise. Egos don't fly in packs. Just be solo. Just be focused on your deal. And understand that people who are wealthy have quiet in their head. You cannot have a bunch of noise around you. You can't be partying every night. If you see me at a club, I own it. You won't see me at a club 2, 3, 4 nights a week. That's my time. And wealthy people get up early in the morning. So if you're in partying, if you're at the club until 2 or 3 in the morning every night, how you gonna compete with somebody who gets up at 5 in the morning? But I just ignore the noise, stop the flossing, get into your grind, become the absolute genius at what you do, and everything else will come to you.
What's your dream? How big can you dream? The difference really between you and I, or you and very successful people, is the size of our dream and time. Think about that. How big can you dream? What would you do if you had $300 million? Oh, I can't think that big. There you go. You just isolated the number one thing that's holding you back from manifesting more in your life.
All the poor people say I can't afford it. All the poor people say, well, it's taxed or rich. All the poor people are saying, well, give me a free education, free food, free schooling. I've never been able, ever since my rich dad as a little boy, my rich dad forbade me from ever saying I can't afford it. He says, figure out how you can afford it. How can you do something? Figure out how you can do something. So over my lifetime, most of the projects I've started, I've never had any money. I like not having money because it forces me to think. I get creative. I have to educate myself. I have to talk to rich guys. Hey, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? And what has happened to me, I just turned 72. I've never needed money because if I need money, I figure out how to raise it. So today you guys have crowdfunding and all that. I don't know what that stuff is, but it's easy to say I can't afford it.
This is what teaching how to make $1 million step by step looks like. Because if you don't start here, it doesn't matter if I teach you what to do. If I don't show you how to become the person who will do it, you're not going to do it. It all begins with beliefs. You believe that making $1 million a year is hard, so you don't do it. I don't believe making $1 million an hour is hard. So sometimes I have $1 million hours. And I know you don't think that's fair. I don't care. I don't care about fair. You know why? When I was in elementary school, my dad told me, boy, I'm going to tell you something. Life ain't fair. Yes, sir. Never assign a level of difficulty to something before you even take the first step. People who achieve don't look at stuff and think about how hard it's going to be. Ever. It is just what it is. It's only going to be as hard as it is. It can't possibly be any harder than that. Like people who desire to get to a certain weight, they look, well, but I've tried dieting before. Well, maybe dieting isn't the way. Like, you already have demonstrated that you don't know what to do. And so now, because you don't know what to do, you're assigning a level of difficulty to what to do based on the fact that you don't know what to do. That's insanity.
Never get money advice from somebody that makes less money than you. Never get business advice from somebody who's got a smaller business than you. Never get relationship advice from somebody who's got a failed marriage. Or get friend advice from somebody who got no goddamn friends. Like, it's simple.
You need to go get advice from people who are already crushing it, people already at high level. You want to become a millionaire, you don't ask someone who's not it. You want to start a business, you don't ask your coworker.
If you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school. Because schools teach you things to be not successful. And the biggest one is they punish you for making mistakes. And most school teachers are poor because they're afraid of making mistakes.
This is your millionaire maker. This is so powerful. It is scary. Write down your goals. Made a habit. The subconscious mind can only accept a command when it is couched in the present tense. So you don't say, I will earn. Always say, I am a self-made millionaire by, and give yourself a reasonable date.
Rich people, people that are successful, people that manifest what they want fast and easily, all do one thing that you don't do. They broadcast on the brainwave frequency known as the billionaire brainwave or the wealth wave. This is one thing that all successful people do. They put out a broadcast from their brain on a very specific frequency. And if you do that, this missing secret ingredient to manifesting, you too will be able to manifest quicker and easier than ever before all of your goals and dreams.
Wild truth. Every single successful person I've ever met, everyone has one thing in common. They're obsessed. That's it. That's the secret. I've interviewed 10 billionaires on my podcast. They're all wildly different, except they're all obsessed. Almost to the point of it being uncomfortable. You can't be curious and beat somebody who's obsessed. The cool part about life, though, is obsession beats almost anything else. If you're obsessed, you will beat somebody who is richer than you. You will beat somebody who's smarter than you. You will beat somebody who works even harder than you, because obsession means that you are thinking nonstop until your relentless action makes it unreasonable for you to not win. Quantity overwhelms failure. Repetition steers fate. You want to know what's even more amazing? You don't even need to be obsessed for a lifetime. What is shocking to me is what can happen with 3 to 5 years of absolute dedication. If you make that 10 years, that's where the billionaires start to land.
It is not as hard as you think to get rich. Getting rich is literally 99.9% of mindset, okay? I'm telling you right now, 2 years ago when I was broke, I used to have a terrible mindset and like nothing would work out. Any business I started, it would not work out. But the moment you change your life to start thinking more abundantly, you stop thinking with scarcity. Literally now, my boy has a McLaren, I have a Lambo, we both have houses, we both have penthouses. You guys need to realize this is actually possible. I don't care what you guys say. Mindset is literally 99.9% of key to success. All you need to do is fix up here. Stop being jealous of people. Realize that this is possible. Once you fix your mindset, you automatically start to become more successful. It's all glory to God. You need to renew your mindset, bro. Fix your mindset right now.
Stop working for this. And the school teachers say, no, you have to work for this. Get a job, get a job, get a job. This here is fake money. I would never work for this stuff because it's toilet paper. But most people in India, America, England, China, go to school, get a job, work for money. Worst advice possible. Work for assets. Don't work for this.
If you decide to be an entrepreneur, the first thing that you have to understand that you are picking literally one of the hardest paths that you could possibly pick over the course of one's life. And what you can expect is a life of waking up and getting your ass beat day after day after day. And having some wins in between. That is the reality of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a lot of loneliness, a lot of getting your ass beat, and a lot of questioning yourself, a lot of doubt, a lot of pain, a lot of mistakes. A lot of expensive mistakes. All of your friends and family telling you that you are crazy. Everyone you've ever known telling you that you need to grow up and get realistic until you actually build something. And then they're like, I've always believed in you. And they didn't. You're gonna move from friend group to friend group because every time you level up, the current friend group, they're gonna take it personally. And they're gonna say, oh, you're forgetting about us. Oh, You need to remember where you came from. Oh, you're too good for us now. That is going to happen over and over again.
In 1979, I saw a very wealthy guy, multimillionaire, and he was giving a little lecture. It was a private lecture, and I said, is there a secret in your mind of success? And he says, yeah, you have to have confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself. And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, he says, when you walk into a place like this, you have to walk in like you own it. You have to have the attitude that like you own it. You have to have that confidence. I says, well, that's easy for you to say you're rich. He was about to say you're a loser, but he had a little bit of kindness in his heart. And he says, Kevin, he says, money is not going to give you the attitude. The attitude and confidence is what gives you the money. You think that once you get money, you'll have the attitude and the confidence. But in reality, you have to have the attitude and the confidence first before the money will ever come. Think about that. Think about that hard.
The fastest way to make $1 million is actually, I think, not to start a business, but it's to make yourself have enough knowledge that you can create something of value for $1 million. Most people think that starting a business is their path to riches, but the best investment you'll ever make in life is actually the investment you make in yourself. So if you're starting out and you don't know anything, become an expert at something. AI today, social media, anything that people are willing to pay for. Before you can make $1 million in your business, create value in yourself that people are willing to pay for. That's the path to riches. The world does not reward general knowledge. It rewards specific knowledge. You only win when you go on Jeopardy with general knowledge.
Who do you hang out with? Who the f*** are your friends, man? You hang out with poor people? Most of my friends are billionaires. We're capitalists. We're not economists. We're not professors. We don't have college degrees. Most of my friends don't have college degrees. My friends, even when we were poor, we worked together, we talked together, we teach each other, we started business together. We don't hang out with poor people. I don't want to be the smartest person, but I want to have smart people around me, honest people. Choose your people around you carefully, study. I'm listening to smart people.
The biggest catch to becoming a millionaire is that nothing changes. All money does is truly make you more of who you already were. And a lot of people think that when they get to the million or 10 million or 50 million number, they're going to become such better people or more philanthropic or they're going to do this and that. You're really not. It just makes you more of who you already were. It just gives you the freedom to be truer to who you really were meant to be. If you were a bad person, money is going to make you even worse. But if you were a good person, it'll make you better. So don't go after money thinking that it's going to change your life. It really won't change your life. It just gives you a lot more options. And options will change your life. But the financial freedom that comes along with having some money comes a lot sooner than people think. And believe it or not, for a lot of people, it's a lot sooner than $1 million. But once you have a little financial freedom, you're going to be more of who you already are. So make sure you're ready being a great person to start. So when you get to that $1 million+ number, you're even a better person.
25-year-old millionaire, and here's a secret to how I made so much money at such a young age. Everybody is intrinsically selfish. Everyone wants the best for themselves, so they're always subconsciously thinking, me, how can I get rich? How can I make money? How can I live that life that I want? But the truth is, as soon as you switch your mindset to how can I get rich, to how can I help other people, and how can I provide to other people, that's when money starts following you. Let's look at the biggest companies in the world, the most successful people in the world. They don't get rich by taking from people. They get rich by providing something to people. You look at Tesla, they provide electric cars, mass. You look at Amazon, they provide convenience to everybody. These people get disgustingly rich because they provide at such a large scale. If you look at the amount of money that you have, there's basically a direct correspondence to the amount of impact you've had on people. The bigger the number in your bank account, likely the bigger impact you've had on society. I'm not saying this about everybody. A lot of people do charity work and God bless their hearts. This is why capitalism works. This is why society functions, because people are inclined to provide to all the other people and then they get rewarded with money. That's literally how capitalism works. And if you're smart, you're going to find a way to capitalize off capitalism, which is just providing to other people.
Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You'll become a fool. Let your learning lead to action. You can become wealthy. Now here's the best word I know of to go with action. Massive. Massive action is called the cure-all. If you're going to make calls, make a few thousand. If you're going to make contacts, make a few thousand. If you're going to knock on doors, knock on a few thousand. The formula really works like this. Pick up a good idea, take heavy action. Pick up a couple of good ideas, take heavy action. Don't wait till you've learned 2,000 or 3,000 things, because that way you'll use up all the time. And you could wind up smart and broke. And hey, it's okay to be dumb and broke. But if a guy's smart and broke, that's pitiful. So here's one of the major things to do starting tomorrow. Take a look at your game plan. If it isn't loaded with massive action, change it tomorrow.
So I want to do something right now with you, right now, that's going to change everything in your life if you just do this in the next 2 minutes. Number one, I want you to imagine, if you have a piece of paper, use that. I want you to imagine that you won the lottery, all the taxes were taken out, and $300 million was deposited in your bank account. You don't owe any taxes on it. You have $300 million in cash in your bank account. What would you do? Think about it or write it down. Would you quit your job? Would you buy a boat? Would you buy a different car or cars? What kind? What color? What model? Would you travel? Where would you travel to? Would you take a cruise around the world? Would you travel around the world? Would you pay off all of your debt? What would you do? And somebody says, well, I'm not going to dream like that because I don't have the money. When I get the money, that's when I'll think about it. That's loser mentality. There's not one person who makes huge money who thinks like that. Not one. They dream big when they're broke. Anybody who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, they don't think like that. They dream when they're broke, because here's how it works. These are your dreams. And you start putting all these dreams in this circle, and they fill this circle. But here's your income. And what most people do is when you start dreaming, you notice that the dream circle is bigger than your income. So what you start doing is you start shrinking your dreams to fit your income. That's how you stay broke. What rich people do is they go, this is my income, but these are my dreams. Universe, make this bigger so I can get all my dreams. And they allow the universe to figure it out and present the how.
Decide to do it. Just decide, I'm gonna do it. And once you decide to do it, then you can let your subconscious mind start looking for the answers to how to do it. Here's what I found out. You don't have to know how to do something in order to get it done. Decide to do it. Now, decide does not mean the same thing as choose, right? Choose means pick one. See, if you make a choice, you can change your mind. But if you make a decision, there is no changing your mind. Decisions work like this. You cut yourself off from everything else. That's what the word decide means. So you just decide, I'm going to do this. You decide, I'm going to make $1 million. You decide, I'm going to become a best-selling author. You decide, I'm going to get in shape. You decide, I am not going to be old and sick and fat and out of, I'm not going to do it. You just decide. And you make a decision. Then you discover the principles and do the math.
A friend of mine, he made $4 million. You know what he do? He cut grass. You know, back in the day, he charged $2 for the front and $2 from the back. He had a single blade lawnmower. He was so good, he could put your family initials in your grass. Now, you know, in the hood, that's pretty big. Every time we went somewhere, we tried to get him to go. He said, I can't go, man. I got to cut Miss Jackson grass. We going swimming. No, I got to cut Miss Taylor's grass. He never went to the park. He didn't play ball with us. He cut grass. We used to laugh at him. Today, in Cleveland, Ohio, he has a landscaping company. He charged $2 for the front, $2 for the back. That was $4 if you did your whole yard. He grosses today in Cleveland $4 million a year. That was his gift. So you know what God did for him? He let his gift make room for him.
So you write down your goals. And what I do is put in down the day's date and then write down your 10 most important goals in life right now. Now tomorrow, you do it again without reference to the previous list. Your goals are going to change their order because you're not remembering, and the description of your goals and the timing of your goals will change, and then you do it again.
What I want you to do is completely recreate who you are as a person. I want you to, almost like you're in a video game, create a version of yourself that's never been alive before. Realize this, and this is something that was so interesting, is when you're meeting someone for the first time, let's just say like, with a snap of your fingers, we dropped you in a complete random city, and not one single person knew who you were. And however you dressed, carried yourself, spoke, the information and knowledge that you currently had, what is interesting is these people know nothing about you. They would only treat you off of the way that they perceive you, the way that your energy is, the way your confidence is, the way that you speak, the way that you carry yourself, your likability. You would naturally attract similar people who are likely pretty much like you.